There are 4 modes for the silencer air. In this video we'll be breaking down classic mode and when to use it. So first we'll choose classic mode and then click launch. And this is the classic mode home screen. You'll see the graph which shows how fast the motor will spin depending on how much pressure you apply to the trigger. Now let me show you how it works with the default curve. You'll notice the more you pull the trigger, the faster the motor spins. There are 4 variables at the bottom of the screen, and we're going to test out how each one of these affects the motor speed and the trigger position. The first variable is the curve. When you click on it, you'll be able to drag the speed curve and edit to your preference. Each one of the 3 sectors represent how much pressure is applied to the trigger. The leftmost being when very little pressure is applied, the middle being when a moderate amount is applied, and the last being when the trigger is fully pushed or pulled to its maximum pressure. Adjusting the curve up or down will change how fast the motor will spin at each of these pressures. As I tap on the graph, you'll see I can adjust the curve up and down. I'm going to adjust the curve all the way up and we'll see how it affects the motor and the trigger. Now press sync. After you press sync, you'll see the success screen. That means the profile was updated to the silencer air. Now you'll see because we adjusted the curve all the way up, the motor is much faster. Moving on, we have the turbo, which increases the starting power of the motor to help compensate for stiff lenses. This is what you'd use if the lens is having a hard time moving when the trigger is being pushed or pulled. So I'll bring the turbo up, and you'll see the motor starts off much quicker after I press sync. I'll bring it back down so we can show you deadband. Deadband will adjust the amount of pressure on the trigger needed for the motor to move at all. This is great for when you're finding the trigger is a bit too sensitive when you just slightly pull the trigger. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the deadband and then press sync. You'll see the success screen. Now let me show you how much travel in the trigger before the motor moves. We'll bring the deadband back to 0. And lastly, we have the direction, which reverses the motor direction. When you flip the switch, you'll notice the trigger is moving the motor in the opposite direction as before. You can adjust each one of these preferences, and when you're done, you can press the save icon, name your curve profile, and hit save. And now you can open the profile whenever you need it. Thanks for watching, and for more information, head over to 24shots.com.